Now let's talk about something the Fallout TV show did better than any of the games, at least in my opinion. Despite the criticisms I have of Fallout 4's writing, I am a fan of how they reimagined power armor, with my only issue being that they didn't take it far enough, but Bethesda better take notes because the Fallout TV show did it better. My number one issue with power armor in Fallout 4 is how abundant they are. I was tripping over them everywhere I went. At higher levels you can't throw a rock without hitting a full suit. XO1s, and Fusion Core included, not sold separately. Lucy didn't jump into a full suit 30 minutes after walking out of the vault. Yes, I know that this was part of Bethesda's attempt at a hook, keep the players interested early on. I wish they could do that with a proper storyline, but there's only so much they can do with what they have. A sense of scarcity for power armor can go a long way at making it feel like it matters. This applies to Fusion Cores as well.
Oh my. Is that a Fusion Core? You don't see those around much anymore, do you?
Meanwhile in Fallout 4, oh look, a 200-year-old supermarket that's been ransacked to the bone. Oh, what's this? Fancy meeting you here. I know it doesn't make any sense, but for game balancing purposes, they can keep the Fusion Core drainage rate. They gave us perks to make Fusion Cores last longer, but did anyone ever take them? It's not like we ever needed them with Fusion Cores being absolutely everywhere. Unfortunately, scarcity alone isn't enough. In a vanilla game, the sight of power armor just means a few extra bullets at best. At higher levels, they are completely insignificant, when they should feel special and dangerous. The way a Deathclaw should make you feel. The way a dragon from Skyrim should make you feel. If this exact scene had happened in the game, Maximus would be dead, because the armor would break and only mitigates damage until then. In the show, power armor actually is as powerful as it appears to be. In my opinion, armor pieces need to break before the occupant can take damage. I'll make an exception for high explosives like missiles, but even so, power armor pieces need to be more durable. The only conventional rounds that should be doing any damage at all would be 50 caliber rounds. They should also cause a stagger effect on impact. Lasers should also be a significant threat to power armor, but even more dangerous than 50 caliber would be a shot from a Gauss rifle, which should also stagger on impact. But the weapons that should be the greatest threat to someone in power armor are plasma weapons. We're talking about superheated gas exceeding 10,000 degrees Celsius. Plasma hits should be melting power armor like wax. The only things exceeding them in raw damage should be missile launchers and the Fat Man. A direct hit from a mini nuke should one-shot anything it touches. But due to the higher fire rates that plasma weapons have, they win out as being the biggest threat. The next gen update introduced some sort of anti-power armor grenade launcher, but I haven't played with it yet. Another danger that power armor users should face is EMP. Pulse grenades and pulse mines should slow or even completely disable power armor for, let's say, 3 seconds, during which any attempt by the player to remove the fusion core should have a 100% chance of success. Now when this happens in the TV show, the pilot is stuck in the suit. But when you do this in the game, the pilot is immediately ejected from it. Well, most of the time. I always figured this to be some sort of game design limitation, or a failsafe feature built into the power armor frames. After the TV show, I'm leaning towards it being the former. With my ideas, power armor receives a massive buff. Most conventional weapons don't even tackle it anymore. But what if that's all you got? Or maybe you're in a hurry? Well, to level the playing field, they can introduce the power armor welding flaw. I'm going to call it the weak spot from here on out. Now this weak spot should not be easy to hit. It should be even more difficult to hit than the fusion core in the back, because in that case a lot of the heavy lifting comes from getting behind the power armor jimmy. Also, you lose the fusion core along with the armor pieces getting destroyed. Killing the pilot through the weak spot preserves everything. If Bethesda wants to bring back different ammo types, then that'd be even better. Then they can make it so only armor piercing ammo can penetrate for the sweet spot, or at least make it so it's significantly more effective. Now it makes sense that the T60 has the same weak spot as the T45, since the T60 is an evolution of the T45. But what about the T51? Well, I guess it can have a weak spot too somewhere else on the frame, and the XO1 can be the only one without any weak spots. What you're looking at here appears to be some sort of modified Desert Eagle pistol. This makes perfect sense. Have you never wondered, how on earth is one of those fat cybernetic fingers using such a tiny little pistol? There's no way. Logically, power armor users can only use certain weapons. The easiest compatible weapons would be heavy weapons, miniguns, Gatling lasers, plasma casters, missile launchers, and the Fat Man. Do you want to be able to use other weapons? That's where the weapons workbench comes into play. The player can use it to make certain other weapons power armor compatible. I know that I'm not alone in this. I've searched, discovered, and used many mods in an attempt to realize this vision I have for power armor. The best combination that I currently know of is to use 3 mods: Sparse, Simple Power Armor Reduction System, Bastion, a power armor overhaul, and the game configuration menu. Sparse substantially reduces the amount of power armor pieces and frames you can find, and it does it in a very lightweight and compatible way. Bastion makes power armor work like actual mechanized armor. Armor pieces take damage individually, and only once a piece breaks can you start taking damage in that specific area. It also comes with a penetration system. The pilot can take damage depending on the caliber of ammo used. This feature is customizable though, so I turn it right off. The game configuration menu is something you should have no matter what. It lets you customize an insane amount of things, including power armor durability. I also use the mod True Damage, so I turn it down as low as I can and go to town. I don't know of a mod for individual damage calculation for power armor specifically. A mod to change power armor resistances could work too. I also haven't found anything to add a power armor weak spot like in the show, or an EMP and stagger effect. Power armor specific weapons as a mod also eludes me. I've been wondering if there's such a thing as people who would develop requested mods for pay, but in lieu of that, I just have to hope that any of these are even possible with the creation kit. Maybe someone who knows how to use it can have these same ideas. But as for the next Fallout game, please take it a little easier on the power armor, Bethesda. And don't be afraid to make the game at least a little more challenging.